Hey folks, John Lucky Loon Outdoors. I'm going to talk about my experience with these Walkers Silencer 2.0, the ear protection. So I'll give you a little run through the components here, and then I'll talk about my experience on it. So obviously this is the case that it comes in, a little plastic case with a slide out here. Slides out, you've got your two earbuds, cleaning brush to brush the things off, and that's it. It's got an onboard battery, so you fully charge the case, and then whenever the earbuds are in there, it charges the earplugs itself. And it does, of course, have the old USB, not USB-C, which is a little annoying. But, so I've been using these hunting, I've been using them shooting, I've been using them doing work around the farm, and they've been excellent so far. So let's head over my pros on these. So, pro number one, comfort. Comfort's excellent. As you can see here on the earpiece, there's different sizes that it comes with. I'm just a regular medium. It's just a regular foam plug, just like any other regular cheap plug, except it's everything else that goes with it. So you just deform it, shove it in your ear, it expands and fills the cavity well, doesn't hurt over time. I spent hours in a deer stand with it, no issues. Very comfortable. Other thing that's nice is there's no snags on your gear. So before I was using these little guys, the Axel GS Extreme, obviously got the cords on it that go around the back of your neck, and you don't have full range of movement on your head. It's always snagging on your clothes or snagging on your hat or just snagging on the back of your fat neck and pulls the earplug out, or they're really, really frustrating. With these, you don't have that issue whatsoever. So you have full freedom of movement on your head. You can wear a hat over the top when it's cold weather. Obviously, this is Minnesota, so it gets cold. So we're wearing headgear quite a bit. So it's nice you can actually have it on and you're not dealing with any issues as far as that goes. So cold weather, good to go. Other thing on these, obviously that freedom of movement with your head's great. Being able to talk to somebody without having to yell at each other is great. Obviously, with any electronic muff or plug, you'll have that capability. Being able to hunt with them in is really good because you're wearing a lot of other equipment usually, more things that can snag on where these will not snag. And then also being able to hear while you're sitting in the stand is great. So when you do actually take the shot, you're not deaf for 45 minutes, depending what you're shooting. So I like that part of it. Also, being able to listen to music's great, and audiobooks. Obviously, I don't do that when I'm hunting, but when I'm like on the tractor or doing work around the yard, I just shut off the pass-through hearing that lets you hear the things normally and just wear them as regular plugs, but listen to music and stuff because I don't need to hear anything when all there is to hear is a PTO on a tractor or a log splitter or something like that. So it's nice that you can actually shut off that active noise canceling and just listen to whatever you want to listen to. Also, what I do appreciate, didn't realize I would, is that I can take a phone call when I'm wearing them. I don't have to take them out and like fumble with the phone. Just leave the phone in my pocket and just give a little tap, talk to whoever you need to talk to, and then tap again to hang up. Didn't realize I like that so much, but I do. And then the battery life's been really good on these. So I've gotten 6-7 hours of life out of them, which is excellent, especially when you're just listening to music or you have it in the pass-through hearing so you can hear what's going on around you. So I appreciate that. The cons on these guys, the big one for me is the 3D audio isn't exactly the best. So you can't necessarily always pinpoint where a sound is coming from in your environment with these. Sometimes it's pretty good, sometimes it's just not. I'd like to see a little bit more consistency in that, where it doesn't sound like something's all around me. It sounds like I can actually tell the direction it's coming from. Like I said, sometimes it does work pretty well, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends. And then the frequencies is picking up tends to make that harder. So I've noticed like the higher frequencies, like leaves crunching and stuff like that, it tends to give me a better directional awareness of where it's coming from versus other sounds. So keep that in mind. Con, I do not like having the old style USB on the case. I like the USB-C like everything else that we have now. So they're a little bit behind on that one. I would like to see them change that so I don't have to have the old style cord lugging around with me everywhere I go. That'd be sweet. And then the only other thing that kind of annoys me is, obviously you've been hearing me and seeing me clicking this constantly. It doesn't lock shut. So if it's in your bag or with your gear and it gets jostled around, things can just end up open and inside your bag, wherever. So use a hair binder, like I steal my wives, drives her nuts a little bit, but steal hers and I wrap it around, hold this thing close so it doesn't open up when it's in the gear. But that's the only other item, is they need to have a little latching mechanism so I can lock this thing shut, and I'd be much happier with it. Other than that, I'd buy it again. I get a lot of use out of them. It's the best pair of electronic ear protection I've ever used, and they've hit about an 80% solution on this for what I want and expect, but that's better than anybody else that any other products, I should say, that I've tried. So they're ahead of the game on this one. It's worth checking out. The price is a little bit high, but it's better than spending money on 2 sets, realizing you don't like them, and then buying these anyway. So hope that helps.